Hey, so I got this tool. Seen it on YouTube. Somebody else bought it and said that it worked. So I went and I got it. And I'm working on this Lincon LS over here. It's a 2005 Lincon LS with the V8. And I actually used it and I got one bolt out. But this one back here is giving me a little bit of a harder time. So what I'm going to do is use my torch and I'm going to heat it up a little bit, and then I will take this and get it off. I believe it'll come off after I heat it up, because that's what I had to do to this front one. Heated it up a little bit and it came right off. Oh, and also, in order to get this intake manifold off, there was a little issue. It's right there. That's the issue right there. Okay, so you got the bolt right there. You got to loosen it up. You didn't have. I found out after I took it off, I didn't have to take it all the way off. In order to get it off, you need to loosen that up and then take those two off, and you can slip that up. This is on a 05 LS with the V8. Yeah. So you got, after you get all the bolts out of the intake manifold, you got 3 more 10 millimeters that you got to deal with. And then after you get that off, after you get that loose, because this is it right here, it will slip. See it right there? My shadow's on it, pointing at it. It's just a slot. So you loosen it up. You don't have to take it all the way off, just loosen it up, and then you can lift that off the back. Yeah, I was like, what the heck? Trying to figure out what was going on, and I don't know what this little thing is right there. I don't know if it's some kind of ice pack or what. I didn't take it out, but I think I might end up taking it out. And I should have vacuumed down in there before I pulled this off, because leaves fell off in there and stuff. So I'm gonna vacuum it before I put it all back together. But yeah, loosen that third nut and you'll be able to get that off after you get those other two. Might need a bit of preparation H on it. It's a bit of a pain. And then also, well, the reason that I ended up taking this intake manifold off in the first place was because of this hose right here. It goes all the way up to 90 psi, or not 90, but 17 psi, and then all of a sudden it just starts blowing. And so the car started overheating because we was losing coolant through this hose, and once it started losing coolant and he filled it back up, then there was an air pocket because you didn't bleed it, and so it ended up heating up the engine a bit. Hopefully he did not warp these heads. I sure hope he didn't warp these heads, because he drove it home about maybe 10 miles, but he said he'd pull over and let it cool off every half a mile or so it took him quite a while to get home. But yeah, hopefully he didn't damage anything else when he drove it home. And I pulled the thermostat out. Thermostat's right behind here, 3 bolts, and that pops off with the 2 hoses, and then pulled the thermostat out completely. So we'll see. I'm going to put another one back in, I think, but I'm going to run it before and make sure we didn't damage that he didn't damage anything driving it beforehand, and then we'll see how we go from there. But yeah, 2005 Lincon LS, got 3 studs broke. 3 of the bolts that hold the intake manifold broke, and I got 1 more to remove. I'm going to use this stud extractor I got from AutoZone. It was about 20 bucks, a little over 20 bucks for it. It's basically a drill chuck. And I put the vice grips on it so that I can tighten it with the ratchet. put the vice grips on it, and then I opted for the socket as opposed to the extension, and tighten it down as tight as you can get it. Then once you get it tight, you just remove your vice grips, and so that whole thing spins, and it should pull your bolt. But I did it the first time and it slipped a little bit. It ended up slipping, and so now I'm going to heat that bolt and hopefully pull it out.